Hello everybody, it has been a while since I've made a YouTube video, so we're going to make one here really quick about the Summer Medleyfaire that is coming up tomorrow morning Pacific time. It is going to be crazy. It's a huge event. There's lots of stuff coming up in it. Yeah, pretty much the reason why I haven't been making YouTube videos and stuff and everything is because of the summer. It's really hot out here, and my little apartment doesn't really have proper air conditioning, so yeah, it gets very hot while playing New World, and I kind of can't always be streaming and playing when I want to be. So it's been an interesting past couple weeks trying to play, so on and so forth. I also got myself a new job as well, beginning of the like about a month ago or so. So yeah, I've been pretty busy. I've been very busy lately and haven't really had the time to make new content and so on and so forth. But speaking of new content, that is what we are here doing today. We are going to review some of this new content as quickly as we possibly can go over it. So I have it open here. The Summer Medleyfaire event. Celebrate the Summer Medleyfaire with fishing musical events throughout Eternum. So it should be really fun. It's going to be a huge fair event, you know, kind of like the winter event with quests and other things to do, certain rewards and so on and so forth. I think the coolest thing about it though is the musical instruments here. This should be really cool. There's 5 different instruments that you can choose from: guitar, mandolin, upright bass, drum, and the Azoth flute. And up to 31 songs right now initially. There's probably going to be more songs coming out as the game goes on, obviously. And what's cool about these songs that you play, you get certain buffs from playing them that last for a while, which I think is really awesome. Here are some of them right here. I think these are the only ones I have so far. Decidedly dexterous, Territorial, Triumph, all together now, Song in Your Step, Fortune's Favor, and Lux Labor. You can go ahead and read through all of these. I'm not going to go in too deep on this because we're kind of just going over it really quickly. The new update here. There's also going to be a new dungeon coming out, which is pretty exciting. Oh, before we go on to that, I forgot that I had this pulled up here on their Twitter. And this is kind of an example of what is going to be shown, or like what it's going to be like to play a song for your friends or whatever, what the performance are going to be like. So we'll just watch this real quick before we move on. So I think this is really awesome. So I can't really hear anything because I don't have my headphones on right now. So I hope I'm not interrupting the song. Well, it's kind of like a Guitar Hero style performance aspect of the game, which I think is going to be really fun. Something to mess around with in the meantime. And also it gives you cool buffs, you know? So there's a benefit to it, and I think you kind of learn them like trade skills and so on and so forth. So it'll be fun, something interesting, new content for players to work on while we wait for more stuff to be released. All right, anyways, let's get back to it. Performance complete. That was cool. All right, so the other really exciting thing that I'm glad to see come to the game with this update is the Barncales and Black Powder Expedition. Finally, a new expedition is coming out. It's going to be great for those hardcore PvP mutation runners and just regular PvEers that like to do dungeons, you know, on very often. This will give you a new dungeon to mix up, you know, throw into the mix, make it a little more interesting. I personally haven't even tried it yet. I haven't had enough time to go on the PTR at all. So I don't really know what this dungeon's gonna be like. We're waiting for this update. I'm gonna do it all live, so it should be really fun. I'm looking forward to this. Has a couple new features. Icebound feature mutation that deal ice damage. Frenzy. This variant causes curses to apply to players that dodge. Curses stack up, deal. Oh, great. Even harder for you players. Anyways, Expedition Enhancements. This is also going to be some of the greatest stuff to come to the game as of recently, is the changes to expeditions. There's going to be a group finder now for expeditions. You no longer have to look for the expeditions in chat. You can just search it up, or use a group finder rather, and, you know, pick whether you're a DPS, tank, or healer, and it'll set you in the proper role, whichever dungeon that you're queuing up for. And this should be released alongside the Barncales and Black Powder Expedition. So it'll be a great feature to have with that dungeon coming out. So along with that feature, they're also removing Expedition Tuning Orbs, which is going to be crazy. It's going to be insane. You're going to be able to run dungeons pretty much whenever you want. You won't have the limits of keys anymore. There is some sort of limitation though, however, and it's right here. 15 normal expedition runs per player per day, or 105 per week per player, which is that's kind of a lot. It's significant. I don't think most players will actually cap that out anytime during the week. However, the 25 mutated expedition runs per week may be a little issue for those that are trying to grind out mutations that week or whatever. You might have to stop at a certain point at that 25 limit there. All right, so there has been some other changes too that are pretty significant. I'll let you all read through this so you can, you know, kind of get the full gist of it. They're changing a bit of the way the caches will reward from bosses and the expeditions itself. Yeah, this is one where it also grants a coin, right, that you can use to buy a specific type of orb at the faction shop, which I believe unlocks a certain gear piece that you want. I don't remember exactly how they put it. We'll have to figure it all out once it was released, right? And we get to actually test it out. They're doing a lot of loot rebalancing, which will be great. They removed roughly 50% of coin generated from expedition bosses. Wow, why? And have instead spread it out between all the drops and chests and so on. So it's not much different, but yeah. Anyway, I guess I missed that part somehow. Twice a day, players can loot elite chests in the open world or complete minor and major darkness breaches to earn bag of coins. Each bag of coins, 500 coins, along with that, will have introduced a new method to help the player overcome the randomness of exploration loot. Materia is the new type of resource that can be used to craft your desired drop. That is what we were talking about earlier up here. You're going to get a piece of materia for each thing that you collect, and at a certain point you can craft a desired drop that you want, that you actually need from the dungeons. You know, it kind of removes that randomness of running dungeons over and over and over and never getting what you want specifically. So that will be a great change to see to the game. I think a lot of players are going to notice this stuff and they're going to come back and be like, wow, I really want to take part in the game again. It's actually fun, you know. It's not going to be so random. You feel rewarded for the work you're doing. It's going to be great. Mutator loot shift. We shifted the difficulty levels in which loot will unlock. The system was originally intended to give players a sense of rewarding progression as they played through different things, blah, blah, blah. We've therefore changed the items unlock, which should result in a wider variety of lower level rewards. In addition, we also added another accessory to each mutator. Okay, that should be kind of interesting to see. I think I skipped over the important part of it. The lower levels didn't feel particularly good due to sparse rewards. So that's what they're trying to do, is make the lower levels feel more rewarding, which I guess we're going to need that if we're going to have a lot of players coming back, right? That should be a good thing, I guess. Instance wars. This should also change a lot how wars are working in the game. We're going to go into separate instances of the wars instead of saying on the same server that we are on for the war. So, yeah, the server performance would become downgraded when this happened, result in latency spikes, so on and so forth. And they rebuilt the underlying technology to improve this performance. So that should be really cool to see that change in the game. Perk rebalances. loot quality, bonus loot drops, perfect salvage, trade skill changes, gathering, refining, crafting, gathering, and refining, and clothing. A lot of changes. I think out of all of these last changes that I went through really quickly, my favorite one to see is the perfect salvage right here, where they made salvaging more rewarding through the introduction of perfect salvages. Whenever players salvage items, they will now have a chance to perform a perfect salvage, which can reward them with research materials such as weapon scraps that can be used to gain crafting, trade skills, experience, special orbs that can be converted into gypsum casts that bypass the normal daily limit, which will be nice, so you can continue getting more orbs than your regular daily amount that we have set now. And then we get materials to fabricate special items and other valuable resources. So that's also gonna be really good to see. They're making salvaging a lot more worth it. Just everything is gonna be more rewarding after this update, and I think it's gonna be great. It's gonna be a good thing to see. Summer Medleyfaire update is finally here tomorrow, July 28th at 5 a.m. Pacific time. Expected downtime is about 2 hours. Unfortunately, I'm going to be working tomorrow, so I won't be able to be on for a majority of it, but I'm really excited for this, and I hope you all are as well. Leave a comment, like, subscribe. Let me know what you think about this update that you're really excited to see, what you've been waiting for, how you think it's going to change the game. I really want to hear your opinion. All right, y'all. Can't wait to see you out there. Have a fun one in Turnham. Peace.